Yay!
Hey, we're back.
We're audible. Probably.
Hopefully.
To begin an epic Nordic adventure arc. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
In this case,
Stay frosty, everyone.
isn't it southern, or are we that up in the map that it's the
No,
north?
it's we are technically southern, but it's the same. Yeah, same.
The map is just upside down.
same yeah, it's upside down. That's all.
They're Greek gods, but Greece doesn't exist.
You know, fair point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So last time we met a massive raven called Guntram, who is Vera's little buddy, and he hates Killian.
Mhm.
And Lana can talk to him.
Fucking chicken.
Yep. No wonder he hates Killian. Killian hates him back.
He started.
Anyhow, there's a great back and forth of everybody thinking somebody's pranking them, between Lena understanding the bird, but nobody else understanding the bird, and it's just, yeah, it's fun. Killian stalked off to find Chili, found him with Vera getting scritches, and went nope, and turned around and went the other way. Lena and Vera had a talk about Guntram and a little bit about Killian. In the meantime, Bastion asks Killian to wrestle just out of boredom, manages to say something to make him snap and start a fight, but then there are bells above deck, and a commotion. And a whirlpool starts to form, and we see eyes in the water, Kuotoa. They kind of, fish people. They kind of come up onto the ship in waves. The sky is all overcast. And turns out sunlight is bad for them. A break in the clouds has them all hissing and reeling. And that continues until Vera comes up out on deck and casts daylight, which drives them off. Though we see so many in the water shying away from the light all around the boat. But due to daylight, the storm begins to subside. We get on out of there. Killian is avoiding Vera, so Lana goes to talk to him about it, and Vera was listening in, and at a point, we heard her move outside the door, and she took off and was crying. So, some things were said that probably didn't fill her with much hope. But that is where we left off last time, with one lady very upset, and Killian in a mood. So,
I believe
that's
Killian
all I
is
got.
usually in a mood at this point. Usually in a mood.
More
Say
so
that in my
than-
fucking face, you bitch.
I did.
Okay, I'm in character. That's all I needed.
So,
I think at that point in the morning, unless something happens right when we wake up, Beth's gonna knock on Killian's doors. Like, hey, question.
No response immediately.
Fucker, it's a question about like weapons and shit.
Fuck you want.
If I like what kind of weapons do you use? Lay it out for me.
There's like a shift in the room. Just kind of creaks open the door. Why do you want to know?
Because you confuse the shit out of me. You've said before that when it comes to what's honorable or whatever in a fight, you have a lot of limits, but I'm pretty sure you've also said before that stabbing someone in their sleep is a perfectly fine limit. So, like, if I make you a weapon that's better than before, is that honorable or no? Or is it like too much of a hand up?
There's a tilt in the head. You don't need your charity.
It's not fucking charity, I'm a blacksmith. What do you want me to do? Not make weapons?
Why for me?
Because sometimes we make sure the other person doesn't die.
And sometimes I'm swinging it at you.
Yeah. Which is why I'm more inclined to make your armor, frankly. But I know you don't wear armor, so weapons it is. Also, whatever swing you can make at me, I can survive anyways. I'm not too worried about that.
He pinches the bridge of his nose. Look, I've got my blade. It's Vailian steel. It works fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with your sword. I know that.
I don't need your fancy enchantments.
I don't know no fucking enchant. Something type of blacksmithing. Your shield.
Whatever.
If I do something fancy to your shield, not magic, just change how the metal is shaped. Or shit, you can make you a lighter shield so you can carry it better. Move around with it faster.
Yeah, he kind of like looks in his room and his shield's like propped up like at the foot of the bed. Just, can you make a different one? I don't want you screwing this one up.
Honestly, not much of a difference. Shields are cheap. How big do you want it?
He shrugs. Out of character. What were the shield classes we're doing again?
Do you want the +1, the +2, or the +3?
Yeah.
The +3 requires strength modifier and can lower speed.
Yes.
The +3 is the speed.
Is
Yes.
the speed and strength, yeah.
Yep. I just same as I got. Basic, not small, not overbearing.
Alright. And second question, those kind of weird wolf shit that you summon when you fight people, are those corporeal?
Tilts his head. Why?
Like, so that if I try to strap a sword to one of them, it's more effective.
They do fine on their own.
Yeah, but if they had an extra pair of teeth, wouldn't that be cool?
Door slowly closes.
Yeah, just stick his foot in the doorway. It's like, this is why I'm asking, man. You could say no. No is an acceptable answer. I know you would love saying it to me.
No.
Alright.
And he really pushes the door on his foot.
I'll athletics the shit at you. Let's go.
It's not the
Break it
legs, your
over.
foot's in the door.
Killian.
What are you gonna flex on your foot to go against it?
My knee. Put my knee against the door.
Can you
Also,
just
we
can you
both
just
know
kick the door?
before anything else.
can you just like kick the door so it kind of closes between his foot?
What? Good luck, I'm wearing steel.
Yeah.
See, the unfortunate side effect of Bastion is he's very hard to move.
Kicks
So-
the door for a second and just looks at you again.
You're gonna break the wood if you keep doing that.
Are you done?
I mean, I had one more question, but I can leave if you really want.
Get it out now.
Okay. On that new shield, would you rather it be better at blocking stuff, or would you rather be able to blind people with it?
What does that mean?
Well, I can make the metal really fucking shiny so you can shine in someone's eyes. It's a really fun trick.
Thinks about it. That worked for
Would that work for...
and the other one.
I think cut out for a second. I say again?
No, he trailed off.
Okay.
The other one.
is I can make it block things better. Better shape, better metal, that kind of thing. But I can only really do one at a time.
Smith's choice.
Awesome. Alright, go ahead and continue your sulking in your cave. And he'll take his foot out of the doorway.
Looks out. It's like it's fucking 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping like anyone else, and he closes the door.
You
And
sulk
just
while you're
then
awake,
Lena
and it's like-
goes, and just then Lena walks past Morning Bastion and clang on the armor.
Yep. At this point, he just like in response, and reflexively smacks her the back of her breastplate at the same time with the clang. And just says, "Are you trying to wake everyone up too? Like we ring when we smack."
Eh,
Oh, actually, hold on. Good idea. Hey, Killian, wake up! And I put my elbow in for her to smack her elbow on.
honestly, who's still asleep at this time?
Not drunk enough for this shit. And he
I
just
tried to
flops
get you,
onto
let me.
flops onto the bed.
Hey, come here.
Hmm.
And he takes like the two like elbow pieces and like forearm pieces of his armor. He starts running them against each other where it screeches like chalkboard.
Oh god.
There's
Oh,
a physical win.
it is awful. Yeah, awful
Oh.
sound.
Come on, do it with me. Let's wake this old dog up.
If I do it with you, I can't cover my ears anymore.
I mean, isn't it worth it to piss off Killian?
Okay. Does somebody need a waking? And
Yes,
I'll
it
come with
is.
my
And
pipes?
she pulls off the ears. And...
At the same time, he's yelling for Nemea to come here and play some dissonant notes.
Oh, God.
I guess I can play the pipes without like actually
Expending a
scaring everyone,
charge.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I'll do
Make
so.
Make it creak.
Oh, God.
It's the traditional Scottish pipes.
Bagpipes?
Bagpipes.
The bagpipe, the equivalent.
Oh, I love it.
Bagpipes and metal screeching out your door, 8 a.m. bright and early. These are your traveling companions, Gillian.
Mhm.
Can I roll to see if I can find what was it, Biter? What was his name?
Biter.
Was it
Yeah.
Biter? Yeah. Is he nearby?
I mean, you guys are, below
Crossing
deck
Marcus?
in the sleeping quarters. If you would like to, you could probably search the ship for him.
No, it's no fun. I was getting him to hold a hammer and smack my shield.
Eventually, if there's no response from Killian from this horrible cacophony, I'll wander off, but...
Oh yeah, eventually I'm sure we get tired of it.
All
just,
right,
Just hard cut to him like face down on the bed with the pillow like wrapped around the back of his head.
Mhm.
Yep, and Landon,
He's-
before leaving, looks at the other two and goes, same time tomorrow morning?
Oh, absolutely. Let's see if we can do. Let's see if we can do 20
Yes.
minutes early. Actually,
So we have jumped ahead to the last day, so there is no tomorrow morning. You are approaching land.
Just
Ah.
know that Killian suffered every morning.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And at that, he'll tap Lena's armor with the +1.
Okay.
Yes. So,
So it's the last day. Killian's in bed. One more day of this shit. Just one more day of this shit. And I'm home.
Almost
Yeah.
free.
so
Did one day pass unmentioned?
yes,
Okay,
I
so
was
then-
going to launch into what happened, but you guys kind of took off without me. So yeah.
We thought this was the day before, but yeah.
No, I know.
We do this.
So yes, annoyances to pass the time. This was a few day trip. You guys have made pretty good time, honestly. You picked up a good, tailwind. Yeah, I think so. That kind of carried you through most of the Southern Sea and around the continent. I'll go ahead and throw us on the map real quick. Okay, bottom corner. Well, no, bottom middle. So you have been traveling in cold waters for some time now. There's a noticeable chill in the air. Those of you less used to this kind of thing, probably Bastion and Nemea. It's cold. It is cold.
At a point, Killian is holding up a bucket from over the edge of the boat and just dumps it on his head and just shaves his hair.
Mm-hmm. It's So it is summer. It's fall. It's recently fall. We're a couple weeks into the harvest season. So there are still warm temperatures, but just given the nature of where you are, it is cold.
Still a downswing.
Yeah. You probably passed by this the tip of land, several hours ago, and you would have seen, there would be snow on the ground even this early. There's almost sort of a that far south. There's almost a permanent layer of snow, basically. Sailing into the bay, you probably would have seen a handful of other Valiant ships, trading through the bay. This is perhaps one of the more the older trade routes within the Old Kingdom. So there's a handful of larger cities in this bay. The particular one you are approaching is familiar to you, Killian. You have spent many days and nights there, as it is close to your family's home. The city of Frigsvager. I probably said that wrong. Anyways,
Get ready to be saying that a lot, if so, Eric.
yeah, I know. I'll just have to keep moving.
You wrote it. You can make it sound like whatever you want.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Vera probably avoided the lot of you for the rest of the trip, holed up in her cabin.
Does the bird leave or come back, or does the bird go with her to her cabin?
The bird does take off the next day and has already returned.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, Guntram is on board. You are approaching the city. You see land coming up. You're a little bit closer than you are on the map. You are greeted to the sight of. It's not just Valiant ships in the harbor. There are a number of, I guess, more classically Union ships. They're a little bit more modern in design, if you could call it that, compared to the more long ship style of the Old Kingdom. In the docks, there's only a scattering of docks along the coast. A lot of the Valiant ships are actually designed to just run ashore. Just historical, traditional reasons. But the dock has been somewhat modernized. Just beyond the dock is this rather comparatively small to some of the larger cities you've been to, like the capital and Port Villard. But Frigsvager is actually one of the larger cities in the region, maybe aside from the capital. It is designed basically like a I don't know if you guys have seen them, but like the circle forts. So it's yeah. So there's one central circular wall surrounding the scattering of buildings, and then at each of the cardinal directions there is another almost complete circle attached to each of it, except for the one facing the water, because it kind of the wall runs into the water and cuts off. It looks like the main central circle was probably the original size of the town, the city, and they then they expanded as they grew larger and they started to be able to support more people. So you'll see actually most of the wall is actually made of wood, but the points where the circles meet are actually made of stone, and it looks like it's been a little bit more modernized over the years. You see a scattering of houses, several scattering of long houses. There is one central building within the central ring of the city, and it's very much this Valian old style. It almost looks like that kind of like that old Norse church. I should have had an image of that ready. But it's the only building that's like a few stories tall within the whole city.
Like the stave church style?
Yeah, kind of like that. And walking through my descriptions. But yeah, so like I said, most of the wall itself is made of wood. But you can see as things have been damaged over the years, it has been replaced with stone. So it's slowly and slowly becoming more
Permanent.
influenced by the Union. Plus, just growing technology and stuff has just necessitated the defense.
Wrinkles in the nose is the idea.
So yes, you make land. You pull out. You pull into the docks. You get docked. Vera is the first one to leave the ship. She does so without much of a glance, as she she has her 2 personal guards with her, and they head off into the city.
Killian will, and after that goes by, just like at a point look to everyone. It's like, remember, we're not out of the shit yet.
We're with you. We're never out of the shit.
Our faces might not be fully known, but we also don't need someone going, oh yeah, I saw someone like that around here. It's an obvious enough escape as it is. We don't need confirmation from some idiot from the Union who made a trade route here. Take a cloak if you need to.
Well, and I'm just gonna put on the helmet that came with the plate mail that I assume Bastion fixed up so it doesn't look too Dawnguardy anymore.
Yep.
And Bastion will do the same. He looks down at his shield that he now has a decorated holy symbol on, and just like, yeah, we're wearing completely different stuff as we were last time. You're the one still wearing no armor and having your face uncovered. Bastion will also put on his helmet.
To be honest, I'll be wearing loads and loads of layers.
Oh no, Nemi!
The whole parka.
Tiefling in
So
the
I think I'm irrecognizable here.
Nevia's looking like freaking Kenny
Nevia,
from
like-
South Park with like the front of the hood just all the way closed.
Just imagining Nemi come waddling up from below deck with the arms stuck out.
Hey guys.
3 scarves around the face, horns and head completely covered in like a turban of hoods and scarves and cloaks.
Can Bastion plop the equivalent of a Santa's hat with extra room for horns on Nemia's head?
Oh Lord.
Well,
I
you certainly
think-
look like a tourist.
Yeah.
I'm getting the idea to write a song about certain character with these clothes. Gifts in winter.
might be onto something.
Yeah.
So
I'll sell Coca-Cola when.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. It's like a root drink, right?
Mhm.
It's kind of like a illicit drug.
It's
A little bit of everything.
point to try to drink it. There's no alcohol in there. Well, barely
Damn.
any.
Yeah, it's nice and sweet though.
so
Although, honestly, I'm for Bepsis.
Killian, you are familiar with the city and its people.
Mhm.
There are many in the city that probably do know you.
Yep.
Are you actively trying to avoid these people, or are you're home? Are you acting normal?
He's gonna have some caution.
Okay.
He's gonna have the kind of cloak up. Yeah, not like the most. It's my disguise. Yes.
Thor!
Yeah.
We're doing that.
Well, of course. Yeah. So he does have some sort of cloak up. It's over the wolf pelt.
Mhm.
So he's not taking it off, but that defining factor is muted.
Yes. Okay.
He is not walking into the local bakery. Kind of thing, and be like, "Hey, I'm back." But if he sees someone he could trust well enough to, basically, for him to say, "Hey, you didn't see me here for now," then he'd be willing to say hi to them.
Okay. Of note, the Jarl of the city is, an old bannerman
Mhm.
of your father's, and this kid, or sorry, this guy, like sees you like almost like one of his kids. Like he's been around. He's basically he's called uncle almost,
Mhm.
but he's not really.
Uncle Balgruff. Yep.
So you do have someone in the city that could um, keep you safe, I guess, or
Yep.
like would shelter you
It
if
gives
you were looking for such a thing.
spot to hide direction. Maybe give some direction.
Yep. But he is the Jarl, so you would find him in the exact place that Vera is going. So
Yeah, that was the other thing too. He's like, okay, also, Vera's not talking to us right now, but
I'm not talking to you right now.
yeah, and you idiots are with me. So she's not talking to us right
It's-
now.
Hmm.
Yeah, don't worry,
But if
I've prepared
but-
a few spells in case something does go awry.
but I have a good bet she's heading towards the Jarl, and it wouldn't be bad if we headed there too.
Oh, either way.
I accidentally closed out. Hold on.
But
That's okay. I'm shifting spells anyways.
I'm willing to say Lena just follows along with whoever's going somewhere
Mhm.
with the direction. So yeah, going to the Jarl.
Okay.
Going to the Jarl.
Alrighty.
What do you think of the war?
He'll start heading towards there. And as they're going to, Killian might just like almost absentmindedly kind of point out like spots here and there that he likes to go, or is a good spot for this or that. If there's a blacksmith, he might mention it to Bastion.
Yep.
I will say, Bastion would recognize a couple major things in this area, right? Like major things.
You would recognize the town, like in general. I think you would be most familiar with the dock area of it, of
Yeah.
all things.
Okay, yeah.
But other like, good places to eat, things to see in the city, probably not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm more of the type of thing of like, oh yeah, if we really need to get somewhere, we can talk to this person.
No, I don't think you would have contacts.
Oh no? Okay, I thought you'd have like one or two. Like, I guess more
Uh,
weapons than anything else.
Yeah, no. So, yes, while your family is a notable weapons dealer, you might find the Old Kingdom is a little bit light on
Little bit
trading with you.
They don't exactly need import as much.
Yeah,
no, I think it's more so him buying from them.
yeah. That's why I said you might be
Yeah,
more
fair.
familiar with the docks because they just have it ready for you.
Okay. Bastion knows like 6 words in Valiant. One of his sword.
Yes. So the city is designed that there's 4 gates, each in the cardinal directions. So it's basically you pulled into basically the main dock. It's a straight shot to the center of town, where you will find the Jarl. You can probably on the way you can probably put a few places you've eaten over the years.
As a note to 5 words Bastion knows translation. Do you speak common? Donde está la biblioteca? Killian is going to. He's not going to take the main road too.
Well, that might be tough.
Okay.
All road.
At best, he'll just do a quick go around of like a side street or something. He mainly just doesn't want it to be, if anyone was watching, you saw them get off the boat and then walk directly to the Jarl. That's the only thing.
Okay, so you might do the whole kind of like the scenic tour.
Yeah,
before.
he'll take a detour or two.
Okay.
Enough that someone
So-
watching them would get bored, basically.
Yeah, you can do the touristy thing. There are a few notable spots in town that might interest some people. So one of the more notable things of the town, previously, when it was just one central ring to the city's walls, there was outside in each of the cardinal directions 3 excuse me, 3 large runestones that are carved with, various stories. Each runestone kind of has a different like theming to it, and these were kind of like old, history and offered some sort of protection for the people of the town. And then,
So you read the ones about warriors and war.
yes, so you can, if you can take them into the central ring of the city, and then you kind of follow the wall around, basically, counterclockwise motion. To the north, you find the it's the rune stone dedicated to ancestors. So there's a lot of stories about the old clans and various heroes. So this stone is probably like 20 feet tall and 5 feet wide, just full of runes, front and back, basically. It just details several of the clans. A lot, it is fallen to decay over the years, but as a stone, it's mostly in good shape.
Lena might be the only one who really gets something out of this, but still something important to this place.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a place of honor. So it's worth recognizing.
Goddamn right.
Don't worry, I'm not disrespectful as that. He'll bow his head at least a little bit towards it, just to kind of think.
There's a scattering of Old Kingdom people going about their business. They might give you a side eye, because while yes, that's respectful, it's also kind of odd.
I was gonna say as soon as he does it, killing Silver, it's like, I can't see you, dumbass.
It's not for its sake, it's for mine.
And he shakes his head and just, well, we're going.
Yep. So you visit the first stone. You continue, in that counterclockwise motion. You approach one corner of the wall where that has been built with stone, and it's been elongated so it kind of sticks out, in a northwestern direction, kind of acting like as that word escapes me. One second, sorry.
Is it the thing that's like at the corner of like a castle?
Yeah, kind of.
Am I crazy for? Isn't that called a cornerstone?
Cornerstone is in like the foundation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, whatever. You get the idea.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
It's a stone. It kind of overlooks the other wooden sections of the wall of the kind of outer rings, and it's connected to the main inner ring. There are guards, obviously, but you'll find that it is not. They're not Union guards. They are very much Old Kingdom. Old Kingdom is known for having like its own standing army. So they have their own people. They're not relying on outsiders to do their job for them. It's almost expected that every man, woman, child can pick up a weapon and fight. So the guards, they're not traditional guards either. They're not doing patrols. They're not. They don't seem to be too concerned with like looking out for active threats. It seems more to be there for show almost. Because
probably interacting with people too.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're working, but they're just
like a lesser beat cop almost.
Yeah, kind. Yeah, that's yeah. That's a good description. You continue your way around. You get to the western portion of the city. You'll find that everyone within the city walls is of a decent status, I would say. Most of these homes follow, family bloodlines, right? So they're either earned, through marriage or through, perhaps a gift from a higher up like the Jarl, or they're, you marry into them. That's kind of the deal. Basically, you have property and you get more, or you're gifted property. And so a lot of these houses have been within certain families throughout the years. Anyone with a house in this, the actual permanent house within the city, has some sort of status. If you listen into conversations between people, if you hear them talking about others, they don't say, this person did this. It's, did you hear, the son of this person, or the wife, the daughter of this person, the cousin of this person. It's all about relations to status. Where are you in the pecking chain? And I bet that makes you cringe, Killian, because although you grew up in it,
Yep. As they're walking, it's just like, and this is where I'd like to say that these people are just the ones who have been here longer.
But
Things change.
So you approach the center of the Western Ring, and is another runestone, similar in shape, but kind of carved, slightly different. Part of the rock has been, was damaged, broken at some point. So a good, like the upper right chunk of it is resting on the ground next to the larger rock. Old damage, but this is, a runestone dedicated to what is known as the old gods. In this region, though, it is very much just, the gods. This is where you'll find your stories of Odin, of Thor, of Loki, of all those gods.
All right, Dinkan, if this is the place you want to bow, it'd be the place.
well, what does it represent?
It's the gods. Old gods, I guess, is your term for it.
I don't care how old any of them are. I worship a forge. He'll nod his head towards it, but just kind of more out of practice than with respect at that point.
Fine, there are gods.
Well, that's a bit more worth it. Do you follow anyone in particular, or is it more of a pantheon for you?
Turns his head. I follow what they do.
Which is?
He gestures. Well, I tell you to read, but
Can't read Valiant. I got basic phrases, but nothing else.
Yeah, nods. I'll find a translated book at some point.
Or
There's some good stuff.
Look, I'll be honest. I don't particularly care what they do. I care what you think they do, and what you feel about them. What do they mean to you, Kenny?
Tilts his head. And goes, this is a test. Are you one of them in disguise? Did the actual Bastion walk off a little while ago?
I'll be one of them. No, they haven't done anything to catch my interest. But you have, so I want what you think about them.
A lot of them go with the way they want, I guess. It's. I'm not gonna say they're perfect because they got some shit. But
everything has a history, God or not.
Not said, but they're symbols of strength and the people who are deserving of it.
Very individualistic.
Say that again, sorry. Yeah. Is Connor a bit quiet for anyone else?
He is
Um,
I'm just too
a
far
bit-
away from my mic. Sorry.
muffled. Oh, that's what it is then.
Yeah,
Yep.
sorry. Not used to the desk mic. So, if I had to ask you, are they individualistic or are they very self-driven?
What's the difference?
Individualistic is you do what's to your own end, and people have to maneuver themselves around that. If you're self-driven, you do it under your own motivation, but may not necessarily be something that you want. You can work for the betterment of a country and the detriment of yourself and still be self-driven.
Like, it kind of gives you a look, and it's like, I think you're looking too much into this.
I want to know what you think, because I see you as both. I want to see what you think of your gods as.
I think you've got something a bit twisted. I like them. I respect them. I enjoy their stories. I don't aim to completely emulate them.
No, of course not.
I aim to be a good story for them to read.
Right, but which part
Maybe
of them do you
maybe show
respect?
them up.
Ah, as a challenge. Okay. Everything's a challenge, do I?
You're not gonna last
So-
long here, are you?
So,
No, I'll probably freeze to death by the end of this.
you know, you're gathered around the second rune stone. You've probably gathered more curious looks from people. Lena and Nemia, you're probably just trying to like stay back and enjoy this, whatever this is, unfolds. Looking through the town, it's a bit different than what you're used to. You're used to combination of wood and stone, and very I would say European medieval designs. But everything here is basically wood within the city. There's very few, if any, multiple story buildings. If there's large buildings, they're made wider and longer, not taller. You will have noticed probably that it's not just oh, excuse me, man, dinner's just
Fighting back.
yeah. You'll notice it's not just whereas in like the capital city you would have seen mostly men doing the labor, you would see a bit more a bit more even distribution, I would say. It's society here does not seem to be, it does not appear to be so male centric. So as such, you have probably gotten, well, not Lena and Nemia, Bastion and Killian have probably gotten a lot of stares from people, and probably a lot of, what's the word? Almost angry looks from a lot of women. It's not immediately obvious why, but you have noticed that there's been a lot of angry faces towards these two.
Bastion probably would have asked what's up with that beforehand in that case.
I mean, if you had noticed, it's more of like a side glance, like they see you and there's a scowl and then they keep moving.
Yeah. He's got passive insight of 14 and passive perception of 14.
But I mean, okay, yeah, maybe you would have noticed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Killian's kind of has his attention on the stone right now, so
Yeah.
he might not have immediately gotten it, but if it's brought up.
Maybe I'll kind of just look to Killian. It's like, okay, I know I piss you off, but is that just like a general aura I give off?
What do you mean?
He points towards someone who's like turned away at this point. Keep giving dirty looks as I walk by. Is it the armor?
You do stand out in the armor. That is true.
Would Killian know?
Maybe.
History
You
check?
can. you can give me whichever you'd prefer, an insight or history.
The same for me.
Okay. You've kind of just you ignore these people at this point. You don't really care to.
He shakes his head and it's like, there's some, like I said, things can change. I'm not the most in touch with shit right now, but if we're getting looks, we should be going.
Yeah, sure.
Just don't pay
If,
in mind. Starts walking.
Is there
Sure.
any chance I would be able to figure it out? Any chance at all? Or is this
Nope, you would not. There is a very specific reason,
Mhm.
but Lena, you would absolutely not know at all.
Okay.
It's a long shot for even Killian to realize it.
Yep.
Here's the thing: the player might have an inkling, kill it, but if it's the thing I'm thinking, it is not the thing Killian's thinking. So to that end, yeah, Killian just looks and like, let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So yeah, you retreat back to the inner ring. At this point, you've gone full around the city.
Yep.
You could either make the trip to the last runestone to complete the trip, or you could head straight to the your destination.
Just as they're walking too, just to finish the conversation off, I guess.
Mhm.
Killian just look to Bastion and go, look, I don't know exactly what you're trying to get or understand or figure out or whatever. But for me, with those gods, I grew up, I liked them, I liked all the good things about them. Got older, saw some stuff that wasn't so good about them. But I liked the good stuff too much. Get it?
Just seems you view gods the same way I view history, as opposed to things to be worshipped.
Sure thing. And he just keeps walking.
I'll try to keep going.
You guys want to head to the last stone, or should we just head straight to the Yarrow?
I wouldn't mind seeing the last one.
Kieran glances at the other two, have been kind of trailing a bit more.
Sure. Let's see the last stone.
We got too far.
Pull down the scarf, can't quite hear you.
I'm sorry, and I'll proceed to take a minute to do so.
You take it off, and you've taken it off, and it just instantly almost freezes up, and you're almost an ice cube. It's
like,
not even that cold out though. It's cold, but it's not that cold.
It's the thing where the scarf was on your face, and so like the moisture from your breath got on your face, and it's kind of wet now. And then you took it off, and it was got a swing of wind in it.
Oh,
It's the fashion equivalent of like a crouchy old dude with 16 locks on his door.
All right, last one it is. We'll make it quick.
Okay. Yep. You continue along the wall of the town. You exit into the through the gate or through the walls to the southern portion of the city. This runestone that you approach, it's in the center of the ring, is probably maybe a quarter of the size of the other two stones. And this
Here we
one
have
is
tiny.
this one is not covered in runes. It is covered in one single symbol. And Lena, it is a symbol that is very familiar to you.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, he's like, I never thought about it until now, but he looks over at Lena.
She's just looking at it. And she kind of goes around like the back and sees if there's anything more on the back to explain it. And
There is not. It is just the web.
Oh,
I've been here enough time, it all kind of blended together. Didn't think of it at the time.
well, it makes sense. The others were stories. This one is just symbolizes everything,
That's...
right?
Killian, as you remember it, this is it is, you know, it does. You do remember the vague idea that it kind of represents everything. More specifically to the town itself, it represents kind of the more magical side of things. It's it represents I can't say this. Scyther? I wrote this down forever ago.
Put it in the chat. Maybe?
Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Well, it's one of those weird D's. It's not an actual D. But anyways,
Yeah, it's a hard TH.
oh,
The.
Scyther.
The.
Scyther?
Scyther.
Scyther. Okay.
Scyther. It's a voiced TH, not a soft one.
Okay. It kind of it represents the magic that is more accepted amongst your people. There are, you know, those who wield magic. Everyone knows that. Among the Old Kingdom, you know, they were seers. They were, you know, the people would travel from town to town and just help people with their magic. Notably, some of the gods were practitioners of this kind of magic. And the namesake of the town was one of these people. You know, the name of the town is Frigsvager. Loosely translated is Friggs Bay. Friggs Bay. So there's some connection, you know, to the namesake of the town.
And Killian just like walks up to her and is like, "This is all the weird but cool magic stuff, kind of like you." And he points to Lena.
What's it represent?
Weird, cool magic.
It's a lot of everything.
That's
The symbol,
actually
at least.
perfectly.
The symbol, at least. But here, it's more of the, I guess, the weird side, the magical side of these people. Seers, mages.
Yeah, if I had a word for it, it would almost be shamanistic.
Shamans, things like that.
Oh, it's like a symbol of power.
Namesake of the town was one.
Okay. Imagine we'll just pull like a small like paper and charcoal and just sketch out the basic shape of it.
Okay. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, actually. Nope.
The thing in the center.
You've been staring at it this whole time.
Oh, it's that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just
is
the
the
center
head.
part.
The thing inside the circle.
Yeah.
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 so-
It is 9 interlocking lines. 3 sets of 3, which is a very important sacred number. So,
Killian looks over at Lena. Bringing anything up in your head?
she's staring at it, and she probably just kind of slowly shakes her head. Oh,
Not any more than staring at your keepsake would do for you.
yeah, exactly. I was about to say I've kind of stared at the shape of it before, so
You ever think it has anything to do with magical stuff?
it's never done anything magical.
Symbol.
I'm not sure.
You ever seen the future?
No. No.
You ever hated other people in magic?
Not that I know.
You sure?
That's why I said not that I know.
Drugs. Real quick, Jam. Is there any other like I guess like duties or things that people who are associated with this would do?
I mean that's the most notable is kind of visions of the future, healing of people, but also on the flip side, if you piss one off, they will curse you, and they can do harmful things to you.
Yep. You ever
But
healed anything?
they're
Like magically?
What did he say?
Looks at Lena.
I was like, okay.
You
I
ever
thought you
heal anything
were-
magically? Not just
No.
stitches.
No.
You ever curse anything? I mean, outside of me. Like an actual curse.
Like a magical curse.
Something like that.
I've definitely wished harm, but it's never actually been a thing where I say the words and ill fortune befalls somebody.
What do you call that thing when you punch me and there's a flash of light then?
Not a curse.
Just desserts.
How'd you do it?
She just starts to look like.
Ashton just kind of puts a hand on.
I want it to happen, and so it does.
Well, maybe we can find someone to help you with it then. Let's go. And he starts walking.
You're gonna turn to Nemea and I was like, isn't that how some of your magic works too?
No. Fortunately, I know how to use it. I contact devils. That's more straightforward in general terms.
Bastion just kind of nods his head and just, all right, walks away.
That the answer you wanted?
No, I could have sworn tieflings of various kinds, they have magic to them, right? Like naturally?
Yes. Yeah, yes, we do.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Okay.
No. Just messing with you.
Oh, okay. I mean, except that one devil you actually do make stuff. That like is like on your shoulder.
Oh, well, yeah, 80% messing with you.
Oh, as a side note, has Chili gotten any glances?
She's probably one of the scarves.
I'd like to think Chili's her own heater.
Oh, that would actually be fantastic.
Probably maybe some looks of admiration. Chili is a very majestic cat.
Feline.
Feel free to contradict me, Eric, but just as they're walking, kill and go. Make sure you got Chili on handy. Jarl loves cats.
No, that's fair. That is fair.
Hold on. Oh, those do exist. Okay, keep going.
Yep. And
Oh, it didn't keep going. Darn it.
And if
Just trying
they've seen all of them, he'll head to the Jarls.
Okay, real quick. As you turn to leave the final stone, Lena perhaps stealing a final glance. You see a woman kind of approach.
Do you recognize?
No. No, except for the fact that she bears the markings one might associate with a practitioner of such magic.
He raised an eyebrow and goes, "Oh, look at that."
Yep. So
Look
it
back
is.
to Lena. You're in luck.
It's a adult female, very visibly Valian, handful of furs, face markings, kind of this pulled back, brownish dark hair, a few braids in some places coming off of it. And she has this intent look at you, Lena.
Okay.
And she asks you, have you heard the call?
She just stops and looks. Sorry, what?
The word, does it speak to you?
She just looks back at the stone, looks at the lady. As in physically speak? No.
Perhaps I was mistaken then. You do seem very interested in it, though.
It's familiar, but no, I'm not hearing anything from it.
She slowly begins to kind of circle around you, almost as if examining you.
Lena turns in a circle, so she's always facing her.
That's fair. She still does, make her way around you. Where are you from, stranger?
There's a smile that goes on Killian's face at that question.
The North. Brightlands.
You seem from here, but also not from here.
Killian says in Valian. He knows Valian.
I kind of assumed we were already speaking it, but okay.
No, you are
Alright.
all very touristy looking. She is speaking in
Okay.
common to you guys.
Yep. Yep.
On the off chance that you were not from here.
But yeah,
The very
Killian,
likely chance.
Killian says in Valian. She speaks Valian.
She gives a nod to you, and as she looks back to Lena, she does a double take to you, and she does a light bow and says, "Prince Killian, it's good to see you."
There's a cringe on his face. He's like, "You want to do right by me? You didn't see me here, okay?"
I believe we both have a meeting with the Jarl soon.
Oh, you're heading that way too, huh?
My advice has been sought.
Might I ask your name?
I was gonna say I don't recognize you.
Yes. She's like, "Oh yes, where are my manners? I am Verdandi." Yep, there we go.
Or dandy.
No, I didn't.
Does Killian know the family?
So Volva is not a name. Volva it's a title. It's the wandering seeress.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They can
Oh,
have
okay.
families, and very often they will train as children, settle down, raise a family, and then once the kids are grown, they'll take off. But
Mhm.
practices may vary because it's a D&D game.
Great.
Very much a wanderer.
Vulva.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those O's with a little.
Yes,
curly
I
on the bottom.
just I did not copy it, so it's not there.
All right. Since Ariel knows, what does Killian know about this title?
Highly respected. You do not screw with them. You do not mess with them.
Yes, these ones will definitely curse you.
These are they're respected almost on the borderline of not quite feared, but
Very
They're-
due respect.
very due respect, yes. They're considered fairly powerful, and also their advice is treasured, important, valued. Valued is the word I'm looking for.
Killian would know that many of them have counseled your father,
Mhm.
and Ulf, and even your grandfather, so on and so forth. Yeah,
Killian does like the whistle I can't quite do and goes, "That's the case. You always got a big decision coming."
seems that is the case.
Oh, good to have.
It is.
Good to have you along then.
Mhm. A strange wind blows you here.
Say that again.
A strange wind has brought you here.
Oh no, he said you can't say that again.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
want to imagine that he said that. and
She just said it again. He's just a pause, like, right.
Do you charge for advice? Or can I just ask a question?
It's valuable if that's what you're asking.
What would you like to know?
Is it just because of the armor that everyone's looking at me weird?
Um,
Or have I
you
done
are
something-
strange. I don't think
Well,
you've done anything personally wrong.
How come I keep getting... looks like I just strangled a puppy.
I imagine it has less to do with you and more to do with Killian.
That actually makes perfect sense.
Oh, has my name been dragged through the mud here recently?
What else makes sense?
Their tales have
You can
reached
say yes
us
or no, it's okay.
in a manner, yes.
Okay.
Maybe we should get to the Jarl's house then.
Well, I would love to have you along if you'd want to walk there with us.
It would be my pleasure.
Keep some of the glances off.
Oh, you might just draw more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
but
looks never stop. You get used to it.
not. When while we're walking, you can maybe grill Lena a bit more.
Lena gives a flower that's hidden by the helmet.
Or if you'd rather enjoy some peace and quiet, you'll leave Lena be and save Killian the pleasure of watching her squirm.
She has a right to keep to herself.
Oh.
I will not take what she won't offer up.
Killian nods. Well, then maybe I can ask you what made you. What about her struck you that you walked up?
She's strong. She has a strength to her. It reminds me of stories I've heard.
And at a point, like Killian, like walks over to Lena, like in like more a low voice, like only talking to her, just like, "Want to show her the gauntlets?
No.
You're wearing them."
And if she hasn't remarked about them, then leave it be.
She's observant. That's all I'm saying. He keeps walking.
I'm not hiding them, but I'm not bringing them up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She's already stated, if you're not going to be open about something, she's not trying to pry it from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The town is not large, so it is, a quick walk to the center. You will find that, there's a handful more people kind of gathered around outside. Vera is standing outside conversing with a man kind of middle-aged, getting older. He's human male. His head is basically bald, but he does have this big, luxurious Viking beard. He's got kind of like this makeshift leather, but kind of nice armor. He's very familiar. This is Jarl Halvor. He's head of the Clan of the Boar and is a very old family friend.
Side curiosity, though, it's not really important. How exactly is he? How to put? Is he like into the family or?
Reword that.
Okay. Yeah, like has he married into any particular families, or are any of them married into his family?
So he is very much so. Clan of the Boar was probably bigger in older times. It's shrunk over the years. So while yes, he has probably married children out, there's very few opportunities for his family to go up. He would basically have to marry his kids off into the larger families.
Okay.
Into like the main, the big families.
Yep, gotcha.
But he's very much, he acts and behaves as if, his clan is very much important and should be as equally respected. Yes, of course. You see them discussing, and with maybe a bit of dread as you approach. Yeah, his eyes meets yours mid conversation, and he kind of, instantly kind of walks away, and comes up to you, Killian. He's like, "Good to see you, boy."
Killian puts a hand out. Wasn't sure to expect a hug or a punch.
Haven't decided, but he'll go for a big manly hug.
Yeah, Killian will turn and go, "I'll take both if you're given."
Well, given the commotion you've caused, punch could be well deserved.
Maybe inside then. Unless
yes,
something else
yes,
is going
no.
on here. He kind of like glances around, unsure of what exactly is happening.
Yeah. Yes. Come meet with us. We're awaiting word from your father on where to go next.
Yep. Oh, also, believe you're expecting her as well.
Yes, of course. And he does like a formal bow to her. Your services are needed and appreciated.
Shit, one time Bastion didn't bow.
Yep, that happened.
Killian leans back over to Bastion's like, "Yeah, you're fucked, buddy."
He just sighs, and he'll give a nod to the I forgot his name already, the Jarl, and a bow towards Volva.
The shaman.
Also, as they're going, Killian will just go, "By the way, these three are my responsibility, better or worse."
We're here to make sure it doesn't get killed.
Sure,
But
stuff a little bit
that's-
around.
As far as we go.
Yeah. He's tried.
Yep. So they'll usher you all in. You'll see that kind of this large table of feast of food is being laid out. Breads, cheeses, scattering of fish. It's all you can eat. They just keep piling food on. Vera takes a seat, kind of to the Jarl's side to converse with him.
That one, yes.
Ooh, yes, that's pretty cool.
Big old fancy spread.
You're not directed where to seat, but the Cirrus kind of takes a seat opposite the Jarl. So like lengthwise opposite, so she's way far on the other side of the table.
Does Killian know why that might be? Like, is it common that they kind of take the furthest, or is it just she happened to?
I mean, you've been away from home for a while, but as far as you can tell, usually there's kind of an order to guests, and while she is of import, perhaps someone that is considered family would be given right of way.
Okay, I was just wondering more so if it's like they were like making sure to stay further away from each other or anything like that. Okay,
I think it's more of like a courtesy to you.
okay. Oh, and then he'll give like a nod and a handshake and like a hand wave of thanks. Go sit probably on the other side of the Jarl if that's not off base.
No, that you are basically considered family, so yeah,
Yep.
It would be allowed.
Yep. And just would it be off base that the others are beside him, or are they like you guys over there? Sorry.
At that point, it's just fill up the table.
Okay.
Fall in where you may.
Because I basically imagine Killian sitting down and going through this on his head. It's like, fuck, I haven't done this shit in a while.
Yeah. There is, as they are your guests, they all are lumped in the same like grouping. So they're next.
Yep.
Sit however you will. Halver kind of digs into his food a bit before he kind of cleans some of the food that is gathered in his beard, and he says, "So, what's happened between you two?"
Oh, thank fucking God, someone's asking.
Killian glances over. He's like,
That was in character, by the way.
yeah. He glances over. It's like, you're gonna have to be more specific.
Your girlfriend, dumbass.
For betrothed, I almost would have expected more
Called it.
conversation between the two of you. But I don't think she's even looked at you once since you've been in our presence. What did you do, boy? What did you do?
Is her like in earshot of all this, or?
Vera's to his left, you're to his right.
Yeah, okay. So just she's fully aware of this full
Awkward
conversation.
Right across from each other.
Yep, that's all I'm wondering.
To be fair, fan of 4 makes sense. Just run right into the problem. Split it in half.
If you want to run, man, I can cast silence.
There's like a pinch on the bridge of his nose. Like, that's the first thing, not the whole shit with the Union.
Yeah, I can give a rat's ass about the Union.
Oh, Killian, I love this man already. Please, enlighten us. We've been stuck in the same ship as them for 3 fucking days, and every time they have a conversation, it makes me want to strangle myself. Sorry, where are manners? My name is Bastion. They're idiots. Please find this out for us.
There's like a sigh from Killian. Just I understand I've garnered a little bit of reputation in the last little bit.
That's a word for it.
Wait, is he a womanizer? Like what?
Killian, like there's like an anime flashback of him from like 30 seconds ago, going, "These guys are my responsibility, my responsibility, my responsibility."
Oh, regret.
And he's just no, me not being around.
Oh my God, do you have a kid? Did you go out to get some milk and never come back?
Here we
That would
go.
There we go. Bounce off the armor, bitch.
That I think Bastion would be in the know of that being highly inappropriate.
Yeah,
Especially with Vera sitting right across the table.
yeah.
Well,
He's
even
try-
if like Killian were to do that, that would be highly inappropriate. Like almost like
Like
That's-
humanness.
that. Yeah, that would bring such shame to his family, to Vera's family. There'd be they wouldn't go so far as to put Killian to death, but were he anyone else, that thought would be had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bastion is using every point of insight he has to piss off Killian.
I love how this has become intentional. It started out with, "What did I do? I'm not trying to," and now it's, "Yeah, where's
Yep.
all the
Okay,
buttons?
I gotta own it, man.
Where's all the buttons?"
I can't win. I might as well fucking play the game.
Oh my god.
So
yeah,
is that said by
happens,
so is
Lena
that
just kind of like rescues her plate and moves further down the table.
yeah, so is that said by Bastion?
Yeah.
Okay, the punch goes through. He's going again.
Go ahead.
There's no response.
Yeah, he shrugs. I'm just like, no, it hurts you. It says, you wouldn't explain it to us. Explain it.
Next
Tell
one.
yourself. Bounce off the armor. Keep going. You know I can do this all day. Bounce off the armor.
Oh Lord.
What does it take to literally strangle him?
I'm in full plate mail. Good luck finding my neck.
I mean, grapple, restrain, then you can attempt to strangle, I guess.
Yeah, like I'm gonna just look at him and just be like, explain. Use your words. Come on. You've been stuck on a ship for 3 days, sulking in your
Oh
room.
boy.
Right in the mouth.
Sure, it hurts. He spits a bit of blood on the table and says, "Okay, you got your punch in. You got your anger out. Keep going."
Oh,
That's in between the legs.
You tipped him over the edge.
actually, nowhere
pause for a
to
second.
Lena. Is this politics here, or is this
No.
not normal? Okay.
No.
If you look over, Halvor is letting this happen because he is very amused, and Vera is trying her best, but she's not looking, but you can catch the vague, vague glimpses of a smirk at the goings on.
Bastion's gonna look at Killian after casting the Cure Wounds and say, "Go ahead, princess, keep punching, or you can explain yourself like a man. Hurry up. Own up to your shit."
Punch.
He'll take the punch.
Yeah.
Keep going. You'll break your fist before I break. That's not the armor.
There's a
So-
24 in there too.
Okay,
And after that one,
Okay.
he'll just look down and goes, "I was about to get to it, shit stain."
I've been waiting 3 days. Hurry it up.
Oh Lord. Okay. Actually, we'll have to take 5 real quick. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Oh, Bastion and Killian are fun.
Yeah.
Conrad.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish that D&D had a little bit more movement, because this was just me imagining this really weird, like, sitting on a bench at a
Oh,
table.
I just
Turn-
imagined he knocked him off his chair and then just started hitting him on the ground.
Yep,
Okay.
that's exactly what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes more sense, because...
Oh yeah, no. Bastion's getting his shit kicked in while mouthing off. But I have more spell slots than you have time to punch me, so...
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Nah, because here's the thing. If it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I'm tired of this, I can start hitting you back, and you can't heal
Yes, I can.
as easily.
Just again, fair warning. There is a point. I am I'm wanting to give some room. I'm wanting to bend things such that this party works.
Yep.
There is a point where I just can't help but have my character legitimately try to kill yours.
Oh yeah, I know.
We're in a party, Conrad.
I know.
No. No, it's
I'm aware. I'm not intending to put it there. I'm aware. This is Bastion basically going like, he can't talk about his feelings. He can punch me until he decides to.
yeah, and he's doing it awfully, and you know he's doing it awfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for everything, don't worry.
Close to every interaction.
Yeah, start of campaign, yeah.
Alright.
Okay, Richter didn't stop trying to set the event on fire until I think the last 6 sessions.
Yeah, and that was in the range of he could take it.
Yeah. So is this.
It's not gonna be.
I know. I'll message you my intention with it real fast. I don't want to make a big party thing. to set because I know you can't see notifications for during while you're recording.
Alrighty, I'm back. Whew. Is everyone here?
Hmm.
I think so.
Okay. Killian, whenever you're ready.
Yep. Killian pulls himself up off Bastion. And just like and just kind of like spits to the side for a second.
Mhm.
As I was saying, he sits down.
Bastion will get up, dust himself off, sit back down at the table, keep eating.
Yep. Back to that. I understand my going off from the kingdom. Something that has mixed things among rumors. And some of it got brought up into conflict between the two of us. That's it. Looks back to the Jarl.
That's, well, that better be it. Wouldn't want to... You know how bad it looks if, things don't go through.
He nods. My face love. Fucking. If Bastion's the one beside him,
Probably.
Probably.
I think Lana and Dan both moved, so.
Yep. Like, how to say? He just kind of like agrees and nods, and like to his side, like his hand is in like a very tightly clenched fist.
Bastion kind of looks down and says, "But you do care about her, right?"
Looks back. Yes.
You're lucky though. He'll keep eating his food.
The Jarl, seeing the tension, finally decides to kind of intervene in this and says, "Well, it looks like the eagle from your father has still not arrived. Perhaps we can bring out drinks and maybe a story."
When was it set to arrive?
You know, noonish.
GM, it is currently.
It is noonish. It is approaching midday. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just kind of glances and goes, "Yeah, I think that'd be in order."
Okay. He kind of motions, and drinks are brought. Probably stiffer stuff. Yes, I did say eagle.
Yep.
Eagle. stiffer stuff than some of you may be used to, but it is good. It is very good. You've
Warms
experienced a little bit. Yeah, you've experienced a little bit on the boat over, but
Also, during that too, Killian might just look there and was like, "So you know, I've been gone for a bit. What's got you looking out for I don't remember her name now.
Which one?
The Volva.
Okay.
Verdandi?
Yeah, Vernandi. There you go.
sorry, 1 second.
Yep.
Mistle
Enjoy
thing
children.
is very important. Wouldn't understand.
I'm not sure if I'd be more excited to see what's up with Lena or Killian in this area.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. What was being said?
And Killian asked the Jarl basically, because he hasn't been around in a bit, what has him needing the guidance of Verdandi?
Oh, yes, yes. Well, you, basically. He kind of chuckles a bit.
There's like raised eyebrows.
You've caused quite a commotion in the Union, and the talks are louder than ever about whether we should still honor the Union's control.
Nods.
And given current events, there is a strong case to be made that the Union does not have the Old Kingdom's interest at heart.
I don't know how much Vera has told you, but I was there talking to Ulf before he left.
Yep.
There's some deep-seated corruption, evil, I don't know what you want to call it. It's not all of them. I mean, Ulf's there, right? There's a few other good ones. At least from what I've seen, but...
Do you think they were trying to start international conflict?
I think they were trying to do something that might have ended in that, and that's how it ended. I think they weren't betting on us as much.
Maybe they're trying to start a war between the Old Kingdom.
It shakes his head. That's a bit of a fool's errand.
Killian's involvement was accidental and incidental. If we hadn't found those kobolds, if we hadn't found the information, if we hadn't gone out to that lair, and if we hadn't found that minister's body and brought it back, we wouldn't have been involved. Killian would not have been involved. Ulf, none of this would have been part of the thing. It's more likely that they killed somebody for whatever other reason, whatever gain, and then we happened to stumble across it and cause problems by bringing it back before they could pin it on, I don't know, monsters, those hobgoblins and trolls.
Causing
whatever.
extra problems because our word is actually worth something.
Yeah, and so we brought them back, and they had to make up that story about, oh, he's undead, he had to be put down and his body burned, so no information. Whatever they're trying to hide had more to do with whatever that minister was about and whatever he knew.
I'm just worried
We just stumbled into the middle of it, and that's what caused an incident. There would not have been a way necessarily to create war with the Old Kingdom unless they had some convoluted plan to move that body out of that cave and somehow implicate.
I mean, more along the lines of they saw killing there as an opportunity to make a problem easier than trying to make Ulf a problem.
I'd suspect no. I'd suspect that they saw Killian there and realized that was a bigger problem and had to be gotten rid of. I don't think they're wanting trouble.
So, Bastion, I believe you're the only one with a high enough wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah, I
kinda
think.
know what this is.
Yeah. So,
Scary thought.
Yeah.
Well,
Really.
you know, Lena's going into her explanation. It's reasonable, it's plausible, it makes sense. And you look at Halvor, and he's almost uninterested. He's, during this big speech, he's picked up some food, started eating a bit. He probably leaned to the side at one point to say something to one of his hands to get some more food or a particular thing. He does not seem interested.
Kind of narrows eyes at that and just. Halvor, quick question for you too.
Yes.
Do you have a lore master? Just like a historian or something along the lines that after the feast I can speak to for a bit?
Well, you would be. It's not hard to find a skald anywhere to recount the stories of our history. Now, to find a good one, it's a different story. But I do have some that could perhaps some entertainment is in order as he's quickly shifting things away from the current conversation.
Bastion's
Perhaps-
gonna kind of mutter under his breath in Dwarvish, bread and circuses.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you're all he calls for a skald. Although there is one present already.
Yeah. You can't recognize it under the layers.
Yes.
Actually, on that too, kind of lean over to Nemia and it's like, oh, by the way, our bards here are probably better than you. If you think different, feel free to prove yourself. I would love to see you be better than some of the stuck-up idiots here.
So, based on your prior knowledge and depiction of your gods, I guess your general knowledge of the city is quite low. I'm confident enough.
Are you sure? Because I can make this whole fight a lot easier for you.
Killian looks over and goes, honestly, if you can smoke some of them, I'd be happy to see it.
I will support this.
You're on?
I immediately cast enhance ability for charisma.
No. Yes. Okay. You're getting this already as some I guess some musicians would come out with varying instruments, and you obviously carry your instruments with you. So yeah, we'll go ahead and they'll get started into playing.
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and they'll notice you taking out your instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killian looks over to the Jarl and goes, by the way, I brought something pretty fun on my own. And he whips off all the layers off Nemia like a tablecloth.
Chili goes flying.
So, just
Dignity.
to ask Killian, what is more suitable for the places?
A smile rolls up his face. Insult battle.
Oh my god.
Are you playing,
Insult battle?
Eric, are you playing Party Rock Anthem?
Yes. Except Bardcore, of course.
I was wondering. LMFAO?
Sorry, what was that?
Is this that song by LMFAO, or am I thinking of a different one?
No, yeah, it is. But Bardcore, so
Right.
I think it's appropriate.
No, it is. I'm just laughing.
Okay, yeah. So, okay. So you can make. There's a couple approaches, right? You can go for your performance, like performing an instrument. You could go to, weaving in insults, and then we might do kind of like a kind of like an intimidation almost, maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
intimidation. Or you could do persuasion. I know it's all, you know, the numbers don't make a huge difference.
Proficiency, so.
Yeah. So it's however you want to approach it.
Yeah, for me it's always performance, I guess.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, if it's yeah, it's the most convenient. Well, persuasion could be, but I couldn't insult them with persuasion.
No, it would be more so you're kind of persuading the people around you that the other people suck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that will do.
Yeah, it's like intimidate, you're intimidating your opponent. Persuasion, you're persuading the people, and then they're just generally performing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do persuasion.
Okay. Yeah, I won't put you on the spot for insults unless you have them ready. But
Let me just drop the
You got
persuasion.
advantage.
Whoa, that's bad. Oh, I got.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got advantage
thank
from
God.
enhance ability.
I'll just drop it then.
Fuck
Oh,
yes.
there.
Oh
There you
man. So they can't even contest that.
Well done.
Like, okay, well, hold on. Let me see what they roll, because I guess technically, oh wow, oh shit, okay, it was close. So you give a arousing kind of, you know, you're performing your instrument. What are you playing, by the way?
Due to the location in which we are in, I'd rather play the pipes because I think my fingers would cut off like sausages from the strings with the cold.
Okay, that's fair. So like in between notes, you weave in words to the crowd of the epic failures of your bardic skaldic opponents. They shoot back with almost equally matched words, but yours just leaves a slightly longer lasting impression from the crowd of people that's kind of gathered. By crowd,
Nemi's got the new perspective of walking in, of just like, oh, this is this new person. You know, I never realized their shoes look that horrible, but now that you mention it.
Yeah, it's not a huge crowd. It's just, you know, maybe some of the more they're not lords, but they do have some status within the town that they would naturally be there. They've kind of gathered a handful of guards and maybe some of the servants kind of gathered around for this performance, and you know there's much cheering and this is very much enjoyed, but you, Nemia, are clearly deemed the winner.
Aha.
It looks back to yeah, and just like, see, Jarl, the trip outwards brought some benefits in.
Scald of Worth. I like it.
Gotta have one if I'm if I'm making stories about myself, right?
He just points a finger at you as he takes a big bite of food.
Just that finger wave, like, oh, this guy.
Yeah, basically. He says, after he chews up his food a bit, there's like, you can tell he's still like chewing, but he manage to work out, you know, you are a guest though, so please sit down and enjoy your food and let someone else do the entertaining for the evening. We don't want to put them to shame too badly.
We want them coming back tomorrow.
Will do.
Sorry. Okay.
Turn you into a limerick.
Killian overhears and goes, yes.
Okay, so the musicians that are there kind of settle into more of lower notes, playing a little more quietly, as perhaps a more formal skald has come out to kind of depict a tale to you all as entertainment.
Hero, comes a warrior.
Let's see.
It's because Vera's here. Dragon Eyes.
Whoops, that's loud. We'll put that
And
down a bit.
Flutie.
Not very different.
So he launches into a very poetic and crap. What's that word? Shoot. No, that is not the word. Kenning. It is a Kenning-filled story. So Kenning, a metaphor, basically.
I was really hoping I'm limit ready.
No, I do not. That is still too loud on mine. I'm going to turn that down a little bit more. Okay. So it's a very exaggerated, metaphor-filled story, but the basis of it is it tells basically of the kind of the glory that was the Boar clan. It's the kind of this epic tale of the Jarl's father, actually, who in not obviously not ancient times. This was perhaps 30-40 years ago, so not even a terrible long time ago. But this was, after the kind of great calamity, and he launches into this riveting story about how the leader of the Boar clan gathered a wide-ranging a group of men, of fighters, of warriors, to join him and unite behind him to go fight the dragons of Volt, to reclaim their lost land. They set sail in their warships. They make land, and for 30 days and 30 nights, they lay siege to cities and reclaim town after town after town. And eventually, a month turns to 2, and this Boar clan leader has kind of overstayed his welcome, as he finds that he's slowly losing ground. He's losing cities he's reclaimed one after the other as his force is dwindling. And he reaches out to the High King to send more troops, to send more warriors to fight and reclaim their land. And the High King denies him this request and tells him how he won't shed any more blood of his people. And the head of the Boar clan, in his pride, decides he can stay and do it without him.
Killian leans over to Lena at a moment. Would you believe me if I told you we'll flex this one?
Yep.
Especially the first part.
Yeah. The end of the story goes that the dragons reclaim city after city until eventually they corner and surround the Jarl. And after a battle that lasted a week, the Jarl himself fell to one of the the general's blades, the dragon general's blades. An epic battle. He single-handedly held them off for days after his men fell, and that is the end of the tale. So it's a great epic saga to commemorate the life of Halvor's father, basically. Okay. And okay, again, Bastion, you will notice something different than the rest of the people.
All right.
Where most of the people sitting back see, enjoying a good story in like really getting into, the great epic battle and struggle. You see something different on Halvor's face. You see a look of maybe it's kind of like this fire in his eyes. This look of I'm lacking the words to describe it.
Motivation.
Yeah, his motivation. He wants to honor his father. He wants to, follow in his footsteps. That epic struggle. But you also see hints of the look of betrayal on his face. Maybe disappointment and betrayal tied in with that fire and that passion.
Will I have to roll insight to kind of get a more clear idea who that betrayal is directed towards?
Oh yes, just go for it.
Okay. Just out of curiosity. One higher than my passive.
That'll. I mean, you get a good idea because you see at what points of the story he expresses these emotions, and he's very much that sense of betrayal comes at the mention of the High King.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
How into listening and enjoying himself does Killian seem to be?
He probably likes the story.
Yeah,
for the most part.
he's kind of probably more relaxed than you might see him usually. He probably has the good to be back, or this is a good thing to distract me look.
Okay. In that case, he'll save his comment for a later point.
Okay. Yeah, there's a hearty cheer from people when the story is done, especially from Halvor as you see him, kind of chug the rest of his drink and slam it down for another.
Is Verdandi busy? Does she seem particularly?
She's listening in on the story, but as one might be of history, she is familiar with history, but she's quietly eating her food. She is there, but not participating.
As an observance to her, maybe.
Yeah.
He'll nudge Killian and be like, "Hey, is it disrespectful to go ask Verdandi a question?"
Glances over. He goes, I mean, as long as you show her due respect.
Okay.
And no, like seriously, you should. You want to play?
No,
you want to play fucking games with me? Whatever.
No,
You're not gonna survive.
Yeah, I know. I can tell you something else. Magic caster you should are. What's the proper form? Just bow. Don't say stupid shit. That kind of thing.
He turns and goes, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Alright. In that case, he'll step over to Verdandi and just kind of, rather than like poke her for attention, he'll just kind of wait within like the edge of her eye line until she notices him.
So she probably, as you approach, she would have turned her gaze to you.
Then he'll nod and kind of step forward just a little bit, like, may I sit and ask a couple questions?
Polite nod in return, and she offers, she waves her hand over as please go ahead.
And sit down. Just forgive me if any of these are out of line. I'm not quite brushed up on Valiant culture as much as I'd like to be. Do you serve just the Boar clan Jarl, or all of them? Or do you serve at all? Do you just advise?
I aid. I help people. I travel from town to town, village to village, helping people and giving aid to those who need it. I do not serve anyone in particular, any mortal in particular.
How how bound are your words to political trappings?
You can speak freely. I will do the same.
I'm curious if what I'm noticing from the Jarl is astute or not. He's... I'm sure there's a better word for it, but I'm not great with it. He wants to prove himself. Is he glory hungry?
You might find that all men of the Old Kingdom are this way. But in his case, particularly so.
And how much does his wisdom hold him back from those tendencies?
There is only so much restraint one can show.
And I take it he's not in huge reserves of that restraint at this point.
A couple more drinks in him, anything might be possible.
Is Killian in danger, being under his safety?
Perhaps.
Is he going to use Killian for some kind of chance to seek glory, start a conflict with Killian as a presumed ally, so that he has a chance to win a battle?
You see her stare off into the distance for a bit. Not at anything in particular. It looks like she's almost kind of just staring off into the wall, this blank space on the wall.
Does he recognize the divination spell of some kind, maybe?
No, it just more seems she just seems to be trailing off, perhaps in thought.
Okay.
It's just a fleeting moment, and she comes back to like her eyes return to you. I would be less concerned with the actions of the Jarl at this point. It might perhaps be best if Killian and you all as well, you are now associated with him, to swiftly leave.
The city or the kingdom?
I couldn't say.
Then I'll take your advice. I thank you for your time, and
Mhm.
if ever I can offer anything in return, please just ask.
Yep.
And he'll kind of step up, give one more quick bow to her,
Mhm.
hand on Lena to May's shoulders, like, be ready to leave if we need to. And he'll kind of step up behind, killing him, hand on the shoulder, and go to whisper in his ear. You see her.
There's a laugh for a second, then he turns and realizes it's Bastion.
Too much at home. Too much at home.
Yep.
Yep, you might see on his face, so like the vibe's actually up on the helm and everything. And he'll lean into the ear and say, I'll trust your word on how wise these seers are. She advised us to leave quickly.
What do you mean?
I asked her if you're in danger here, and she said you especially, but the rest of us as well shouldn't stick around very long. Don't know what it means.
Stick around where?
Wasn't sure. I asked her to Kingdom of the City, but she wasn't clear. I think something dangerous and political is in the works, and I'm not sure we have the strength to fight it. But
There's like a defiant glance that he gives back at you and goes,
look, I just asked her, I'll follow you if you want to stay here, but that's what she said.
I'll take your advice. That something might be coming. Something difficult, something that'll put me in danger. I'll acknowledge that. Not just running from here, though.
Like I said, I'll stick around if you are, but that's what she mentioned, and I think I agree with her advice personally, so do with that as you wish.
This isn't your home.
No, but it is hers.
In a sense, I guess.
I mean, I mean, in the sense that she's not a foreigner kind of thing.
Yeah.
He'll just shrug and be like, look, do what you want. This isn't my home, but politics and machinations are. Take that as what you want. In the meantime, I'm going to go eat as much food as I can before we get killed.
Politics is your thing, then you should be at home here. Help me find it, help me root it out.
Fun fact, I ran away from home for a reason.
Good, then you won't want it here either.
Look, do what you want, man. I gave the advice to the person you told me to listen to. And he'll just step away and leave him to his thing.
Okay.
Kind of like glances around, looks at the curtain, like skull's going and playing some music.
Mhm.
Looks at the drink in his hand, food on his plate. Shit. He gets up and walks to the walks over to a I can't Verdandi.
It's the first name on the sheet if you want.
Yep. Would you say the tin can? I don't trust him to relay.
Your welcome may not be so. I do not believe the eagle ever existed.
There's a roll to his jaw. Alright. He kind of like gives a side glance at the Jarl for a second and looks back. And in your opinion, why wouldn't the eagle be here? What does he get from lying about it?
What he gets from keeping you here, I don't fully know. But if there are things chasing you, keeping you in one place for a long time might aid them.
Oh, not him.
Everyone can make a perception check.
Lovely.
Oh no.
19.
Anything to do with smell?
Smell? There would be a change in smell. I'll allow it.
Yeah, okay.
Smelling the fucking pheromones?
No. So, Lena,
Yes.
you pick up on this pretty quickly. There are windows to this place. They're kind of like basically shutters. So you close them. It's not like a perfect seal and blocks the outside, but there are basically like shutters to these windows. Quietly and slowly, a couple of the servants have been going around and closing the shutters.
Okay.
And Killian,
Alright.
you probably would have noticed that there is a distinct lack of outside smell.
Yep. It's like, hold on, I've been taking every breath I could. And he glances around. Gonna be okay here?
They wouldn't dare harm me.
Yeah. I'll try not to spill any blood your direction then. Yeah, and he just rolls his neck for a second. Well, and he flips the table.
Okay. He's just about to go over to Killian and point out the shutters, and then it's like, nope, he noticed.
Does Bastion have the advantage on catching his plate because he knows what this looks like with Killian?
There are a handful of tables. Perhaps they're not at the same table.
We were all at the same table.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah.
Bastion will desperately try to catch his plate.
Make a dexterity check.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you catch your plate.
he's got the shield on. It's like, ah, shit.
Okay.
What's
Alright.
wrong?
Lena's getting up with a hand on the sword, but it's not drawn yet.
Yep. There's a distinct the musicians stop, the music goes quiet, the room goes quiet, And Halver's sitting there, mug in one hand, basically like a wing of some bird that he's cooked, obviously, that he's like ripping into, and there's this look of surprise on his face.
Bastion stuffs the rest of his food in his mouth, slams the visor down.
Yep. Killian starts trudging over to the Jarl. What are your servants up to there, buddy?
He looks around. It's like he seems like gulp down the food. It almost draws a tear to his eye. Like he should have chewed it a little bit more. It's like, what are you talking about, boy?
We're expecting an eagle, right?
Of course, it should be here any moment. By this point, it's probably an hour past noon.
Yeah, and walks up. And how's it supposed to get here, huh? He glances over at the shutters being closed.
Well, it's obviously not going to fly in the window.
Yeah. Why are you closing the windows in the middle of the day?
To make us more comfortable. It is cold outside.
Not that cold.
You call yourself Valiant?
You had them open this whole time. Why now?
You see him for a moment. There's this look of like he's looking around like, what should he do? And then he kind of leans down, sets the mug on the ground, and he stands up so that he is almost eye level with you. He's a little bit shorter. And you see him kind of, he rolls his shoulder a bit and looks at you firmly and calmly says, "It's too late."
Scalds, take this down.
They'll be here soon.
Hearing me? He looks over at the bards in the corner.
They have a look of concern on their face, and they're just like back and forth between the two of you, like, what's going on?
This day, my name is Killian Eurus. I'm taking back the goddamn crown and ripping every single one of you petty shits out of the kingdom.
Oh shit!
And he's gonna swing a sword at the Jarl.
Okay, I guess we're in for this.
What's happening now?
So
I'm gonna check with Bastion with my eyes, and
Bastion's just like throws down the plate.
How's Vera looking?
there is a look of surprise, but also she is almost happy at this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, at least we have another spellcaster on the side.
So in the room, there's no, like, there are his guards, but they're just people. They're not stepping up to his defense.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean, he's got a sword coming out of his neck. I don't have time.
well,
Yeah,
that's
like-
useful. Yeah.
His weapon's not drawn. His axe is at his side as the normal, but this is very much you are attacking first.
Yep.
So,
Devin, can you have one campaign where you don't try to kill every political leader?
I'm gonna put this on, though I don't know
Okay.
how long it's actually gonna. Come on.
Not long.
I think skirmish is a good word for it. It's not a battle; it's a skirmish.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, make your attack.
All right. He's by all means going reckless.
Of course. And 18 does hit. And that is 12 damage. Okay, let me just... I actually had not planned for this. I should have. In hindsight, I absolutely should have.
To be fair, you've had these plans in place for a long time. You didn't have time to factor in the us.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, so 1 second.
I doubt he's wearing full plate mail, so.
Yep.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the question is if he hits. I think the question is if he survives.
Yeah. How many-
He'll survive. But okay, just give me 1 second as I do.
I gotta say, this campaign like scratches that itch of like, the DM has like 30% control over how the
Yes, like the session started, and you guys were just like, "Okay, we're going," and I'm like, "Okay, sure."
Like last campaign, it was like, you know what? I said Eric saw like 50 to 60. Where
Yeah.
we go is very much up to Eric, but how we do it is up to us. This is time just like, now we're doing this shit. Fuck you.
See, if a campaign is the DM, like, each session dropping a ball into the court for us to charge towards and play with, we didn't even wait for the ball to drop. We just kind of ran over to the box of them, grabbed one, and started running.
Yeah, basically.
We like slide tackled the guy about to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I can imagine Killian walked in.
Ref down. Ref down. Sorry.
Oh, Christ.
Okay, I will move you.
I'm just wondering what was supposed to happen now.
Not this.
Not
think it
this.
Well, yes,
I think we were
obviously.
we were probably supposed to run.
Halvor had no intent. He has not been hostile towards you in the slightest.
Oh, no, I know. I'm so curious to hear afterwards what was supposed to happen.
Killian flipped the table, and he still sat there eating and drinking. Like,
Sorry. I don't think he stopped doing that at any point so far.
Oh man. You know, my suspicion is that we were supposed to just kind of be delayed and delayed and delayed
Yep.
until we finally left.
Unfortunately, this party's like, nah, fuck that.
Yep.
okay, you can. Are you on the? You should be on the thing.
Yep, I'm
I'm
on
on
the
the
thing.
Okay, you can give me initiative.
And
Oh
this
yeah,
person-
all of you can if you're going to join in on this. Well, yeah, you go in first.
Oh,
just in case.
Well, I can't find. There we are.
Are we supposed to have a map or is it just white right now?
It's just white. I told you I wasn't ready for
Sorry.
this. No, it's fine. I should have been. I should have known better.
Yep. I just wasn't sure because my map loading is weird.
fair.
We are in the place where where politics is solved by beating the shit out of each other. And if that's not how it is, Killian's gonna make sure it's how it is.
Yeah,
Should
Because
you
it's how it
just
should be.
proclaimed that you were going to go claim the throne.
Yep.
That is something.
Yep, that's gonna be interesting.
Should we get Vera on this map? Not Vera. What's her name?
Vera,
She is not participating.
that's okay. I just want to assume that she's somewhere back here or something because I want to talk
Yes.
to her.
Vera and the seer are still here. They're still present.
Yep.
Can I just get a little marker? My biggest concern is just general concern.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's not gonna last long.
I know.
Fair.
It shouldn't. It could. It probably won't. Old Kingdom.
Fear for Eric's fights.
Okay. Killian,
Yep.
you're up.
Yep.
Oh wait, sorry. Yes, you hit him
Yep.
with your sword.
Maybe put the token next to him.
12. Okay. You strike down against him, and he, you get a good slash across him, and he reels back, and he goes to draw his axe out from his side, and then that's when combat begins.
Yep.
Killian, you are first.
He just yells out, "Each and every one of you have no real pride, no real honor in who you are, and where you live, and the power you hold. I'm ripping it all down. I would like to rage."
Oh shit. Okay, you have raged.
Mhm. And yeah, we're way past this point. Tail is out.
Oh, okay. Just going for it. Okay,
Yep.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep. Of note, he's like in a combat stance at this point, right?
Yeah, at this point, yes.
Yep.
He's not gonna just take it lying down.
Yep. And yeah, he's gonna go for a reckless swing at him with the tail.
Okay. Whew. Yeah, that's another 14 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tail like pierces into him. Pierces into him. Okay.
What'd
he's
you
still
do it,
standing there.
Halvor? What'd they give you? What's better than the honor of your house?
Okay. Nemia, you get an action in before the Jarl.
So, my question is there any other immediate threat around?
No, everyone is backing away from this.
So, interesting.
You just don't have advantage on charisma checks.
Say again?
You still have advantage on charisma checks. Last for an hour.
Oh,
You wanna be on my hype man?
Yeah, like, go off. I'm still concentrating, so.
well,
I'd be very happy if you got everyone on my side on this.
yeah, that's what I was going for. So advantage. I'd like to take a performance check and just do a general speech to them.
Okay.
I don't know much about them, but I'll just try to hit their nerve and say, "Look what you become under this guy." Because I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, you echo his words and give it poetic meaning. Yeah,
I've only
16.
been here for an hour and I'm already disgusted by you people.
Yeah.
Who messaged Ty?
Who what?
I let them know in the Elemental Dismay chat what was going on.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Conquer someone in the name of honor and destroy national pride. Devin is at heart an anarchist through and through.
Please continue.
Man.
And I'll do inspiration to you, Killian, so that you can continue to kick ass.
Beautiful Scald.
Give me just a moment. While I fix something up. Oops. Come on. Okay. Try that. Perfect. Okay. Halvor's turn. He will match your speech. He will say, "You speak of honor. Your family has none. They did not seek to reclaim the land taken from us. They did not aid their bannermen. They left us to die. What honor is that?" And he will swing out at you.
You have advantage, I was reckless.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on.
Oh, the joys of setting up a hasty sheet.
Oh, yeah.
See, the one thing I've learned from DMing Ashta is any figure of authority that Ashta meets needs to have a sheet at least for their deception and AC and health.
Yeah.
Because while Ashta may not be as aggressive as Killian, it's at least one of those things that, like, I always worry about. Because if an argument goes wrong, I could see it happening.
Here's the other thing too, is on Saturday, the party might not be too keen on Ashta shooting a person.
Yep. But I
In
still have it ready.
this, everyone is cheering him on.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
He takes 2 swings at you with this hand axe.
Yep.
Um,
So
does the 14 hit you? It doesn't, does it?
let me check 'cause I don't have. No, it does not.
Yeah, okay. So the first one kind of clips the side of you, and you're able to like dodge out of the way of the second one. And that is his turn. Oh, come on, close that. Lena, how would you like to proceed?
All right. She straps her shield on. That's an action.
Okay.
She draws her sword. That's a free action.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually just kind of steps backwards 10 feet to be right in front of Vera. And
Okay.
just over the shoulder, just to check. Which side are you on?
As angry as I am, I would think it would be obvious.
I would hope it was obvious, but I need to be sure.
She just nods at you.
And Lena will stay there and kind of give a glare to various like soldiers and
Mhm.
standers by around the room just to make sure none of them are going to charge forward. But
Nope.
that's it for her turn.
Quick look and staring him down. They all do not appear to want to take action.
Yep. She's just making sure. So that's it for her turn.
Bastion.
Bastion's just gonna take a few steps forward, take his shield to cover most of his body, and stand ready with him one-handing a greatsword.
Yep, an intimidating sight
Yep.
to those that would not know Bastion.
Yeah, fair.
Killian.
All right. He's going to. Yeah, he's gonna swing his tail again.
Okay.
See how that goes.
Holy. You swing up and you knock the.
There we go.
Okay. What's the total on that?
Throw on an extra 12.
Yep, that'd be a plus 12.
So
How
total
would,
of 30.
how would you like to do that?
I had a feeling.
Just right in the fat gut.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was already getting into. Is you're gonna like knock the wind out of him by hitting him in the solid gut, but
Yep.
like,
Knock
do
the life out
you?
of her.
Is this lethal?
No.
Okay. You pierce into him, and you see just the look of surprise on his face as you retract, and he slumps to the floor on his knees. You see him like cough up a little bit of blood. It's not fatal, but he's very much like there's no fight left in him.
Jan has been sucked out. From the bottom, from the roots. Each and one of you. Ones who focus on the past too much. We look at the good parts of our ancestors. We don't sit there whining about the ones who aren't even in the ground yet. You got a problem with them? Go take it up with the king. So it seems you won't be getting away with it with this one. He just shoves him off.
Yep. You shove him to the ground, and before he loses consciousness, you just hear him say 2 words. It's quiet. You almost can't quite make it out, but you hear, "Too late."
Yeah.
And that is where you hear the sound. There's a commotion outside as like shrieks of people, and just there's commotion outside.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. And Killian looks around. Whatever's outside right now is this bastard's fault. Find a new head. This one ain't worth it. And he can come challenge me if he wants the crown. And he walks out. Runs out to the front.
Lena's
Yep.
going to follow.
You walk out the front of this building.
As Killian passes by, Bastion will just very quick. It's, do you want me to stabilize him or no?
Sure.
I'll run over in the brief second while everyone runs in the direction and quick medicine check just to keep this guy alive.
Can't you
Yeah.
spare the dying?
I don't have spare the dying, no.
What?
'Cause I didn't get to pick my cantrips, dude.
Eric, what?
He is
I'm
not.
I'm the one with spare the dying,
Ah.
but you didn't fatally hit him, so
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fair. He wouldn't.
he
Wouldn't
wouldn't
bleeding
out.
be bleeding out.
Yep.
He's
That's
already
right, sorry.
He's,
forgot about that.
he's injured.
Yep.
He's got no fight in him, but he's not gonna die.
Okay, so I don't need to do it then.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Bastion will more to be performative. Just basically throw a what's it called, a roll of fucking gauze, basically, and just go. We're nothing if not merciful. Just like throw it on his stomach and start running after Killian.
Clean yourself up. Yep, and Killian's out the front door.
You run outside of this building, and you stare off into the harbor as you see perhaps 20 to 30 ships, just a guesstimate, flying the banner of the Dawn Guard.
Fucking
Several of them have landed at the port, and the rest of them have basically formed this blockade. Sorry, 1 second.
See, it's times like this I wish I had a character who just had a grenade. I just want to toss one into a ship. Just light one on fire, something like that. Like a Molotov cocktail, actually.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so they formed like this blockade that, you know, for those that would try and escape, there's no hope of that. You see, the guards of the town have kind of sealed up the inner ring, but are quickly being overtaken by the Dawn Guard.
And the Dawn Guard are just straight up killing people.
They're not killing anyone
Okay.
unless they fight back.
Okay.
So yes, there are people dying.
Yeah, everybody here fights back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping Killian goes full rebel leader and fucking take command of the city. That'd be dope as shit.
Yeah, I'm considering right now.
If you want, I can give advantage on charisma checks.
What are the numbers of this town versus what we're seeing coming in?
If everyone were to fight, it would probably be on even ground.
How big are these ships?
Big. These are big Dawn Guard, like, for lack of better word, like warships.
There's 20 to 30 of them, depending on the size of a warship in this world. That could be a. Oh god,
I guess even 100 people is a lot.
a few hundred people on each ship.
Yeah. Christ.
Yeah, that we could be facing a force of thousands here. The question is, I guess, whether this is a retreat, regroup, and find a better position, or
Dig in.
dig and come up with some way to make that work.
And for the record, they are already attempting to break into the inner ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we still have the ring for it though. We're in like the inner part, right?
Yes. You have
But-
one measly wooden wall with some stone between you and them.
Yeah, they're gonna get through, given time.
See, if we were higher level, I'd say let's kidnap a ship and just like boat away.
Yeah. Vera and Verdandi kind of join you outside.
Hey,
Oop.
Volva, advice?
There is strength in numbers, but I do not know if these are the numbers you are looking for.
Looks like all the numbers are on the other side.
No, that's a disadvantage. This is an ambush. See,
If
weapons
I'm
on
not-
the city burned down. What the fuck's wrong with this, Joe?
Verdandi will speak up once more. If I'm not mistaken, the original plan was your father was going to send a message with horses for you. So they would be to the west of the city if he did send them. Knowing your father, he probably did. If not, I'm sure you could find some.
Can't just.
What's more important? Fulfilling that promise or never retreating?
We can do both.
No, we can't.
Watch me.
Listen to the advice of your old.
I can acknowledge what is bad ideas. It's my choice to make.
I'll keep you alive as long as I can.
I'm not looking to die here. I'm not looking for these people to get run over either. I just need a word to them.
Well, yeah. You're the Skald. Lend him a hand.
You have the kind of some of the more affluent members of the city in the main building who may or may not be in on the know of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But they did witness what happened just moments ago.
Yep. Fine. He turns around. He heads back in the hall.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna need your help here. And he's just gonna walk in and just say, "Hey, in Valiant."
Mm-hmm. You can garner everyone's attention easily.
Yeah.
To anyone.
What help can we give for this?
Yeah, that's
You
good.
get inspiration, you could get help.
Yeah, I've still got that inspiration as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm saying, like, you can get help and that kind of thing.
Okay. I think I could just repeat what you say and just focus on another part of the audience.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll resonate.
All right. In that case, yeah, he's gonna run in. If any of you have any value as leaders of the people here, you can listen to what I say right here, right now. Anything you have to do with this shit stain, he points down to the Jarl on the ground. Anything you have to do with this, with your people dying at the front gates. If you want any chance to redeem anything here, you're gonna coordinate them, you're gonna get them out of here if they want to fight another day, or you're gonna let them die with some goddamn honor. I'm not looking to die here. I've got larger dragons to slay, Union included. I'm taking the crown.
Nemia is echoing this through the crowd. There is a look of admiration. You are drawing a look of admiration.
I'm not gonna be given the crown by blood. I'm gonna rip it out of my father's hands.
At that note, I'll touch the back of Killian's cloak and I'll cast light to make a red, bright light come out of him.
Okay.
He's on a one-way thing right now.
Yep.
This is not something to sit by. If anyone thinks it should be done any different, once I'm on top, come and take me on. I welcome it. If you have any other spot you'd like to be, like to go up in the world, take on the one above you. Fists, flesh and steel. If there's anyone coming in the front gates, take them on, but make sure the people who trust you can do the same. Get your asses out there. You can make this a goddamn war that they're gonna have to try to fight.
you see the Jarl Scalds in the corner, just kind of taking down notes.
And starts on the map real quick.
Oh, where are you? Map?
Yeah, world map, sorry. I'm just trying to
World
remember
map.
her name. Yeah. As a side thing, is the Eurus Castle where Killian's dad is currently?
No, he would be in the capital.
Yep, he'd be in
Yeah,
Vetterdor.
the Vetterdor.
Yep. And he goes, I'll be heading to Vetterdor. Anyone here who needs respite? You can head to the Eurus Castle. Tell them it's on my request and my order. We'll sort this shit out later.
Yeah, there's a look of wanting to take action. Some of the people have even already begun to leave and go about what they need to do.
Skalds, take every single word I've said here. Tell it in any and every language, in any and every town you can go to. Let the people know what's coming. Let them know the Union is corrupt. It needs rooting out, just like our own does.
People are inspired. You can take an inspiration for that.
And he looks to the group. He looks to the three of them. If you're willing to fight a war with me.
I don't think we have a choice, but yeah.
I don't know how much you paying.
Good point.
A grin and then a nod.
A king's coffer.
Done.
Dramatic bow.
Worth it. Done.
My king.
You look over and you see Vera, and she is beaming with pride.
By the way, that's how you solve a marital dispute.
You start a war? Is that
Yeah.
your-
It's a valiant way. Fuck
I'm
off.
sorry, what country do you think you're in? Alright.
Good point.
Yeah, it says, well, Vera, you're like husband's here, I think. Let's get going.
Yes. So, with that epic speech made, you guys quickly make your way west. The way kind of every path, every door just opens for you as there is word is spreading as you walk of your deeds. You find your way to a stable, and you immediately see this beautiful black Icelandic stallion. It's got twinges of red in its mane and tail. This is your horse. This is Offsea, or Pride.
Of course, this horse is named Pride.
There are actually a handful of other horses from your family stables that you notice that are there too. You've got a couple. They're all stallions. A couple skewbald. They're like these white patches over this like reddish brown coat. They're named Gilder and Kvister, Worthy, and sorry, wrong name. No, that's fine. Never mind. Worthy and Twig.
Fucking Twig.
Twig came out a bit lanky and taller than the rest, so.
Okay,
And then-
I'm not taking that one.
And then there's this beautiful Palomino, this gold coat, a beautiful white mane. It's Hrodi, which literally means snot, because when he was born, he was particularly covered in goop around the nose region, and it stuck.
Killing a walk over to his, just pat on the snout. Good to see ya, bud.
There's almost you can almost visibly or audibly hear the, happiness to see you.
You always wanted to be a warhorse, right?
There's a nay.
He looks back to the other three. You'll find even the skinny ones better than the drumsticks we were riding in the Union.
Oh, thank God. Valkyrie on
Thank you, I was
gold.
right.
Valkyrie on gold. Skinny one with Nemea. I'll take last.
Gilder for. So you're saying Gilder for Bastion, Kvister for.
Nemea.
Mm-hmm.
And Hody for Lena.
All right, is it Hrodi with the F?
I'm not sure. I'll
Is
get
it the
back to you on
curve? Is it the curved D with the cross in it?
I don't know. I physically wrote it,
Yep.
so I don't know.
All right, I can look it up.
So you mount these beautiful, powerful horses and take off across the Valiant Wilderness as the armies of the Dawn Guard just descend over the city. And that is where we'll end our session.
Okay, I'm gonna use the washroom, but Eric, what the fuck was supposed to happen?
He was just supposed to delay you
wonder if-
long enough until you
Okay.
realized something was wrong and then stepped outside, and then all this happened.
Oh, okay, so murder was not on the table originally.
No. Okay, I do have to get off though, but any questions, comments, anything, let me know.
Okay.
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 All
Yep.
right.